Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. This video might be sponsored by Good Clean Wine. I don't know. If so, you're about to see a beautifully made ad. Actually, I think I'll probably save it for one of my next videos. Either way, grab a glass of wine. You're gonna need it, or whatever you drink, water, I don't care. The shampoo hit the fan. So if y'all watched one of my last videos, I did an interview, had the absolute pleasure of interviewing Angelique Robles. She was at the time that we did that interview, and when I posted that video, yesterday morning at like 9 a.m., she was still an active managing market partner, which is the fourth from the top rank in Monat. So she was in, as the title of that video said, she was in the top 0.1% of the company. And unfortunately, within 6-ish hours of that video being posted, she got an email from Monat and they terminated her contract, meaning she got fired. And the reason that they said was, while they appreciate people, and I'm paraphrasing here, but while they appreciate, constructive feedback and people trying to make the company better, they do not allow, people to, be disparaging in any way, essentially. And if you watched that video, there was nothing that she had said that she hadn't already previously said, and that she had already previously said to Monat and on her own Instagram and everywhere essentially. So Monat had already seen all these problems. They are made aware of all these problems and know that she had publicly posted it previously. However, it was then put on my platform and they didn't like that. My thought process is like, really, Monat? That's what you're gonna do? You have the chance to show that you're not a commercial cult. You have the chance to take what she says and talk with her and be like, you know what? Even if we don't think you're right, or maybe even without even admitting fault, we're still going to take what you're saying and do certain things to make it better. But instead, they went full cult and completely just fired her. According to Angelique, she was blocked by mostly all of her upline and sideline and all that. So clearly that video, I don't want to say it blew up because it didn't. It has performed very well. A lot of people have seen it. A lot of people are directing others to go look at it, especially within Monat as well. Now, I have had a lot of people in Monat that are currently still in Monat that have reached out to me and said things along the lines of, quote, I'm scared to leave and I'm scared of the backlash that I'm going to receive. So like I said, I've had multiple people reach out to me and say that. So if there's multiple people reaching out to me and saying that, how many are feeling that way but just not reaching out? Probably a lot. Now, I obviously am not going to show those DMs. I don't need to. I don't want to. Those people strictly said, I want to stay anonymous. So that's fine. However, what are you scared of? I know it's heartbreaking. I know it sucks, especially when you put in so much work and so much heart and so much love and time and effort, and you make this company, this job, your full identity, and then you lose it and they fire you. I understand that. I've been let go from a company twice, actually. But one of the times I had worked there for like 4 years? Yeah, like 4 years. A bunch of my siblings worked there. Like, I loved that company so much. It was amazing, and I felt so heartbroken. This is a job. Are these people actually your friends, or are they your coworkers? You can be friends with a coworker, but it's just like when you leave a job, you might still talk to those people. You might still have a relationship with them, but typically that's it. Now, a couple of the higher up Monat girlies did an emergency team huddle last night, and we're gonna watch that. Hilarious. And I really just want to break down a lot of things that they went over in that video as well. It's pretty manipulative, I would say. Isabella Lanter, I was busy all day long, so I wasn't able to get onto this. So she recorded it and sent it to me. Thank God, I love her so much. Please subscribe to Isabella Lanter. She's just the best. I'll have her channel linked down below. There's a few parts in this where, because it's like a screen recording and then she recorded the sound with it too, you can like hear her like kind of, not like gasp, but you can like kind of hear her like chuckling. So just so you know, because I know I'm probably going to get people who are like, oh my God, who's chuckling? It's Isabella. I texted her. I was like, girl, I can hear you go like this and like start giggling. She's like, I couldn't help it. I get it. When we went over red herrings and logical fallacies and, straw man fallacy and things like that, kind of like how we just went over that, I want to go over and explain kind of what an echo chamber is. And of course, I want to do that before we watch this team huddle that we were able to get access to. So according to the Oxford Dictionary, we like them, right? That's helpful. an echo chamber, an enclosed place where sound reverberates. Not what we're talking about, but actually it kind of is. Or an environment in which a person encounters only beliefs or opinions that coincide with their own, so that their existing views are reinforced and alternative ideas are not considered. Now, the bite model, obviously, like we were talking about in many previous videos, and most of you know, is created by Dr. Stephen Hassan. He is the leading cult expert in the United States, and he is a mental health, not only advocate, but he's a mental health counselor as well. What he says is that with the bite model, it's, I don't want to say how you can, define cults, but it's a way for us to understand undue influence. Technical term for brainwashing. So the bite model, B stands for behavior control, them controlling your behavior. I stands for information control, which is what we're talking about here. That really has to do with being in an echo chamber. They want to control the information that you receive, what you're seeing, and trying to have you, not believe or even look at anything that other people put out there. And then also thought control too, that kind of goes into the echo chamber aspect of this as well. And then emotional control too. There's a lot of that going on in this call that we're about to go over. It is, there's a part at the end where I for once did watch it before doing this video, but side story here, I have these foam panel squares, those on my walls, kind of just like has me in like a little nook because obviously my voice is going this way, right? The little like command strips and stuff like that to try to stick them up there. For some reason, they would not stick and it was so freaking frustrating. So then I finally got this like Scotch extreme mounting tape. I was doing that like as I was listening to this call. I almost fell off my chair, my office chair. I should not be standing on a swivel chair. And I whipped around like, did she just say what I think she just said? Like, what does this have to do with the conversation? It has nothing to do with the conversation. But again, it goes into being in an echo chamber. Only listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to control your emotions. Grab a glass, grab something, take a gum. I don't know what you got to do to like calm down. Grab a good snack, please, because you're gonna get annoyed. You're not gonna be happy. All right, so this is Brittany Rose and another top leader, 175 to like 200 people on this call. It's a team huddle, and just get ready.
We're gonna give it one more second.
There are literally children screaming, "Mute yourselves, you unprofessional gremlins." And now she just muted herself. The chat is gonna be pulled up. Y'all pay attention to the chat. I get some shout outs. They mentioned me. I get some shout outs.
Hello. All right, we got a lot of people on here already. Hi, hello. Okay, tonight is not a training. I specifically labeled this a team huddle because it's going to be a little bit more intimate. We're going to have some serious conversation and just really talk from the heart tonight as a team. I don't know how many of you know this, and it really truly pains me to even have to have a team huddle to begin with. There's a lot of stuff playing out right now, unfortunately, within this team. And some of you guys might not even know about this, which is what really, really makes me sad to even have to bring this up, because I with everything in me, I don't like negativity. With everything in me, I don't like having to address these kind of things. I sit here going, oh my gosh, like there are so many more important things that are going on in the world. There are so many serious life issues that are happening with people that I specifically know of. And yet we're having to have a team huddle tonight, but I do think it's necessary. And we're going to get into that a little bit, but I was just downstairs talking to my husband and he said,
no, that's infuriating. The fact that she just said there's so many more important things going on right now. Okay, but just because your friends or you or someone else has something important going on in their life or tragic or anything doesn't mean that other people's problems or their trauma or what they're going through is invalid. Like, that's so annoying, and that's so like privileged to say. That's so dumb. Those situations can be awful, as can this one. Just because one thing's happening doesn't mean something else can't be happening.
Sometimes, like, let's think of us with our children. Sometimes some things happen and you have to sit down with your kids and you have to talk to them, right? You have to walk them through those things and you want them to hear it.
Sarah DeSantis, swear to God, if she's related to my governor, I'm going to tell on her. she said, we're all adults. Are you? Because most of you aren't acting like it. And then a little bit up, she said, it's so unfortunate. High school stuff. I mean, if you want to say like bullying and racism, gaslighting, cult behavior, losing money. Did you experience all that in high school? I didn't experience all that. I experienced some of it. Trying to diminish other people's experiences and situations that have happened. So coming on here and being like, we're above this. Like, we're better than this. Are you? Because it doesn't seem like you are. Now, if I'm making fun of your hat or the fact that all you bitches sound nasally for some reason, grow up. You're all adults here.
You want them to hear it from you as opposed to hearing it from someone else. And I feel like that's where we're at right now with our team is there's some things going on and I want you guys to hear it from myself. I want to give you some words of wisdom. I want to encourage you. And I want us to grow to be strong in our leadership, in our community, our culture. That's one thing that I brag on is how much I love this team, how much I love the people that have joined this team. And so to see some things that are going on, it truly rattles me and it breaks my heart. But so some of you might be on here going, what the heck? What are we even talking about tonight? And I know, I'm sorry. But if this is not for you, you're like, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't care about this. I don't want to know about this. I do not want to waste your time tonight because I know that there is so much more important things. And I feel this is so, it just almost feels immature, right? I'm like, we're grown women. This is so silly that if we're even having this conversation.
How is that immature for someone to want change within the company that they work for them to want it to operate in an ethical manner? How is that immature? It's just high school shit. Like, this is just petty. No, this isn't petty. This is real. This is real life, girl. This is real life. And it's like, no, girl, these are big issues. And this is a commercial cult. Like, that's serious. Cults are serious. Mind control is serious. This isn't transparency. This is damage control.
Women, this is so silly that if we're even having this conversation. So if you are like that, you're like, I have no time. This is utterly ridiculous. I am with you. I get it. For everyone else that needs some needs to be talked to or needs to know what's going on. This is the night we're going to do this and we're going to come together. And this is the only night that this is going to happen. And we're not going to talk about this anymore. Klein, do you have anything to say to kind of start this conversation off?
Okay, sorry. I was just working on the waiting room in the inbox.
How am I supposed to lead with empathy when she looks like a fucking train conductor headed to Coachella? Mine's better than that. No, she looks like a chimney sweep. That's not good.
I think that sorry, I'm sick, you guys. I just got back from a vacation and my mind is just like,
Okay, someone else put T and then the eyes, like, bitch, spell the T. Katie's on the right track. And then Brianna said, I love the way you're handling this. 10,000% agree. I'm honestly so glad that you're doing this because it really makes me sad seeing what has transpired, and I am grateful to be able to hear the other side. What other side? I mean, yeah, sure, you could hear what they have to say, but they're not actually gonna say anything in this call. I mean, they do. They say some crazy stuff, but like, they're not actually saying what happened. They're not coming with facts and receipts and all this other stuff like Angelique did.
Big bowl of mush. But I think that, like Britt said, when you guys learn this as you grow in this business or any other business, maybe you've been a part of.
Just a whole lot of nothing, right? Word salad, word sandwiches, just a whole lot of nothing.
So to break this down for you guys, some feelings were hurt, which led to, and this is the thing, which led to words. And I've been in this zone of...
Hold on. What the hell did she just say? Feelings were hurt, and that led to words. Supposed to be addressing what happened. No one knows what happened. I mean, a lot of people do, but as you'll see in the chat, like, a lot of people don't. This is hilarious that she is being so vague. Look at that dumbass smirk. And that led to words. Did it? Did it lead to words? Ugh. I hate it so much. Oh my God, this is so frustrating. So something happened And then other things happened. Girl, what the fuck are you talking about? The bar is so low for these leaders, for these people. Like, I appreciate your transparency. Yeah, this needs to be a conversation. And it's just like, is this a conversation? I'm pretty sure it's not.
Thinking, what would I tell my kids in this situation? And words matter. Words can bring life and they can bring death. And that's why I don't like talking about this kind of stuff and bringing this to the forefront, because all I'm doing is...
You don't like talking about it and bringing it to the forefront because then it makes it real, and then your people know what's going on and how you're treating people. Words hurt and words kill, or words matter. Who are words killing?
Is sharing that there is negativity. And I don't want any part of that. I don't want that in my circle. I don't want to create that culture. I want to stay as far away from that as possible, but it's not real life. We have different personalities and we have different backgrounds and we have the way people handle things differently, right? But words definitely matter. What you say matters. It can, like I said, it can make you, it can break you. And that's why we always talk about in business, like, what are you saying? Do you have the belief in yourself? What are you putting out there? Are you saying, I can do this? I am confident. I am smart. I am worthy. I can achieve what I've set out to achieve. Are you saying those things? But in the same breath, what are you saying about your sidelines? What are you saying about your business? What are you saying about this company? It all goes together. And I never really, I've always known that our tongue is so sharp, right? It can kill, it can do all of those things. I've known that, but I've seen it play out over the last couple of years. And I'm going to share a story with you guys.
That right there is a perfect example of toxic positivity. It's not always perfect. It's not always fine. It's that one meme of the dog sitting there in the burning room and he's like, this is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. That is being blind, and that's being ignorant, and that's going to hinder yourself. Because if you're just saying everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine, you're not acknowledging actual issues and being able to learn and grow from them.
Know that people can change their mind. Not everyone is a Monat lifer. I always say the one valuable lesson I've learned in this business is my first mentor said the people you begin with most likely aren't going to be the people you end up with, who end with you. And I know that because people come and go, people change. And I've always known that, and I've always accepted that. We never want to keep someone in a business that does not want to be here, right? But I think about some people that leave or that have gotten into this headspace of negativity or destruction, or they're so upset that they'll do anything, right? They don't care who they hurt, who they throw under the bus. And I wonder what is coming from that. And a lot of times when I've seen these things unfold and play out over the years, a lot of it, and I'm not saying everyone, right? Everyone has their thing. Some people are like, oh, I was just over it. A lot of times these feelings take root in their heart, whether it's envy or jealousy or bitterness or whatever the case may be. And I had this director a good 3 years ago or so. She was with me in the beginning, but she started to get envious and jealous because she wanted to be the best of the best. She wanted to be the number one income earner. She wanted the attention on her. She didn't want to go say hi to our president. She wanted the president to say hi to her. And I remember her going.
Another person said, already a compassionate conversation. Fantastic. No, you know, it's a compassionate conversation. My interview with Angelique. That was a compassionate conversation. That was professional, talked about real shit. We didn't sugarcoat it. We weren't vague as hell like this, saying words happen and then feelings happen and then other stuff and things happen and stuff. And do you like blue stuff? I like blue stuff. I would think I would be kind of annoyed or, upset if I'm in an MLM without the market partners and the people at the top of the actual MLM side of it. The president and all them would not have anything. They would have nothing. Their company would be dog duty. You can't say that everyone is jealous of you or bitter or envious. Some people just don't like you. And also you need to look at yourself and say, okay, what am I doing?
He didn't even come say hi to me. And I went, what do you mean? You go say hi to him. You go hug him. You earn his respect. You become friends with him. You let him know that you see him. It's not the other way around, but that was her mentality, you guys.
If you're a top income earner for a multi-level marketing company, the CEO, the president, whoever, yeah, they should come over to you.
This stuff started to grow in her heart. The negativity started to grow. It started to come out in her words. It seeped through her downline. She was almost a senior executive director, you guys. She is amazing at this business. She is amazing at sales. She is amazing at branding. She had everything going for her, except she couldn't control what was in here and what was in here. And she let that take root and she let that take form. And ultimately it destroyed her entire business, not just herself. She walked away. She said, you know what? I think I found something that's going to make me more money. That's going to give me more status. That's going to make me the best of the best. And she went away. She brought a lot of people with her. She just decided it never ended up working. She ends up working for corporate. But the moral of the story is that
someone just said, I truly believe bitterness and envy in your heart. I fucking hate when they're like, oh, it's in your heart. You know what's just as bad? You being a delusional little hoe. How about that? Anyway, I truly believe bitterness and envy in your heart are just as bad as a drug he addicted to. It makes you a different person if not checked. What? Then grateful for your leadership. And then you guys all look so amazing. Vanessa, we're not talking about that. Stay on topic, girl.
not one person pretty much in her entire downline, not one, was able to withstand the negativity and the words that she had put out of her mouth and that had seeped down into her team. And so when we talk about the importance of our words, we talk about what you put out there, we talk about being protective over your business, over your team, what you say. It's not because you're being fake. It's not because you can't handle conflict. It's because you have to be super careful of what your mission is. Are you out there trying to destroy and to just burn it to the ground, or do you want to bring life into it? Do you want to bring positivity into it?
Yes, for legal reasons, I'm not speaking physically, but I will burn Monat to the ground. And I will laugh over the ashes. Unfortunately, most of these girls will just go to a different company and they won't understand that it's not just Monat, it's the entire industry. If you have you have to speak positively. You have to protect your team and your company and your downline, and you have to, how you speak. And it's like, not saying be fake, but like, girl, no, you are essentially saying you, and I, again, don't want to put words in her mouth because I know I hate when people do that with me, but it's like, then what are they supposed to do?
And ultimately she whispered a lot of negative things into another market partner's ear.
Christina Smallwood has entered the chat. Fancy seeing her here. Look who it is. I cannot wait for people to call me a drunk in the comments. It's going to be wonderful. Listen, bitch, to do this job, you got to have at least one bottle of wine every 2 weeks. And guess what? That's not a lot.
You know what? I agree with you. Monat's not good. Monat's the worst. Monat's not going to last. Monat's on its last leg. It's not coming back. It's done for. This was years ago, you guys. And she grabbed that girl. That girl went with her. And do you know that girl who left with her? Her downline was Jackie Ortega and Brittany Sauer, number 1 income earner and number 2 income earner in the entire company.
Just keep going.
Tara was their upline, and she decided to leave because she thought that she was going to find something bigger and better because someone whispered lies and negativity into her ear. And do you know that she messaged Monat over and over and over, please, can I come back? Please, I made a mistake. But sometimes you can't undo the things that you've done. You can't unsay the things that you've said. You can't, and I keep saying with every action is a reaction.
Then y'all can let me know in the comments below what you think. But I'm pretty sure that what she's saying right now and why she's saying this story is like, that girl done effed up. If she would have just been positive and not left and not listened, because she's not talking about the original girl that she started the story with, that was being so negative. She was talking about that girl's downline, this Tara person she's talking about. Also, Tara, if you out there, girl, hit me up. It's okay, just hit me up. She's essentially saying like, okay, well, if you listen to someone else who is seeping negativity down to you, pouring negativity into you, that sounds gross. Then what's going to happen? Oh my God, if you listen to negativity, it's going to be a huge mistake on your part. And if you leave this company, you're 1, never going to find anything better. 2, you're not going to get a second chance. And 3, you're going to lose out on so much money because the people right below you could be the top income earners. What this call essentially is saying, don't do that. You're going to get fired. You're going to get blocked by everyone. You're wrong. You're toxic. And you're never going to be able to come back.
Action is a consequence, and we're all adults. Like I said, I'm not the parent. You're not the children. Everyone gets to do what they want to do. They can choose the path they want to go down. They can say what they want to say, but there is going to be consequences, good or bad. And just in that one analogy, or not even analogy, just in that one story, it brought death and destruction to that entire team. And that girl, Tara, it was the biggest decision or the biggest regret she's ever made in her life. She walked away. And her downline, her entire team was Jackie Ortega's line and Brittany Sauer's line.
There's when you're in a multi-level marketing company, specifically Monat, obviously, because that's what we're talking about, but there are consequences to when you speak about Monat. When you're spewing microaggressions, anti-Semitism, racism, fat phobia, false information regarding any type of illness whatsoever, any other type of harmful conversations that are actually awful, detrimental to a lot of people, they don't care about that. They've only fired one person for that. And that was the girl that said that illegal immigrants should be forced to work That's slavery, my girl. Like, what? What are you talking about? That's slavery.
If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what does. But that's just one story of what negativity can do to your business. No, I don't think that we need to be fake. We don't need to not talk about things. We just need to be careful with our words. And there's consequences to our actions, right? Okay, go for it, Colin, for a second. Unless
No, I'm here. I was going to tell you guys too, I was just thinking about this, and I want to ask you guys a question and kind of like tell you something too, with just perspective of what you want to do here and what you see this business for you, because that matters too.
Like that wasn't a full outfit. You just put that on, right? It's like that one movie with Matt Damon. What was it? The Something Bureau? Are they part of that bureau?
One of the most biggest blessings that I've experienced, and I know Britt has experienced, and I know
one of the most biggest blessings. It was one of the most biggest ones.
Many of you have experienced, is that we get really close with people. We become friends with people. We link arms with similar personalities with people. And we sometimes in doing that forget that we're still running a business and we're still working with human beings. And what I mean by that is people that are not going to be like you, people that are going to not think like you, people that are going to not run their business like you. I mean, honestly, even Brittany and I, we're like best friends, but we're also very different. I mean, we think the same pretty much for the most part, but we're so different in so many ways. And you can decide to align yourself with why everything's so different and hate the differences in people. Or you can say, that is literally how we were created to be, is different.
That's one thing that she said. She was, praising the diversity of people in Monat. It's like they didn't even watch the video, which is fine. They don't have to, but if you're going to comment on a situation and if you're going to try to tell like your side of it and give your commentary on it and do like this damage control, I think you need to know what was said and in what context it was said in and watch it in its entirety.
And even though I might not agree with him or her on this area or the way they run their business or their team, the beauty is I run my own business. And you guys, that is the glorious thing we constantly talk about, is you have the freedom here. And I've never had that in any other job I've worked.
Brianna, I'm sorry, but you're brainwashed and you got to get out. This call is not everything. And I'm not a hateful bully. This call is undue influence. It's brainwashing.
I don't know about you, but I didn't have the freedom to run it the way I wanted to, or to, do certain things the way I wanted to, or because it was a certain way. That you're your own.
Yeah, because you're an employee. All these girls being like 100% so good. Amen. Exactly. Yes. I have noticed one thing. There's a lot of the same names popping up in this chat. So I feel like it's the same, like maybe people right under them or just people who are like super brainwashed. But there are a lot of people who are on this call. There's almost 300 people on this call, and I keep seeing like the same 10 names over and over again. So I think that's maybe at least a good sign to where people are listening and not agreeing with them and maybe seeing it sucks. Yes, I didn't want Angelique to get terminated. I wanted her to make change, like I said in my video. But I think her, of all people, being amazing and so lovable, like guys, leave Angelique some love below because she is so awesome. She voice memoed, I just need to give her my number, but she voice memoed me today and was like, sleeping like one of your favorite things since you're a Pisces. And I was like, girl, my interests include sleeping and snacking and binge watching and also working out.
And you have to understand that, and you have to remember that. And yes, you're going to find great people. And yes, you're going to connect with so many. You're going to have lifelong friends. And you're also going to have people that come into your team and are in your upline and in your sideline that you're like, you know what? She's an interesting cookie. And that's about how I say it, right? No one, and that's it. Because I really do just love people. But I think it's because I have this perspective.
I know I said I'm going to like let it go for like 2 minutes and just take notes, but I can't shut up. You don't have that much control over it because it's multi-level marketing. That's the point I'm making here, is like, be rational. Yes, you are not the people that you are with, in the Monat conversation. But also, that's also not what this conversation's about. Yeah, you don't have to like everyone, but if someone's actively being dismissive, being culty, bullying you, gaslighting you, you should call that out. It's not okay for people to treat you like that.
Everybody's trying to do something personally to me. I don't think everybody means something every time they post something. Well, they must have said it about me. And I don't think, because it's you don't need to. And you're going to drive yourself bonkers if you think that way.
Yes, people tend to rely on others too much in this business. Gotta own it as your own. Relying on others, you have to recruit people. You have to rely on the work of the people below you to make money and to rank up. What are you talking about? Like, girl, what?
And if you want everyone to be just like you and work their business just like you, it's going to be a hard going route, guys. So what my challenge is to you is to, one, allow space for people to be people. You're not their God. You're not their anything. That's between them and God. And it's so relieving when you start to be that way, because then you don't have to go around policing things and wondering what, because you're like, you know what? I don't know if I really agree with that. So then what am I going to do about it? I'm going to do it the way I want to. I'm going to go about it this way with my team, right? And so I want to challenge you guys with that, is to allow space for people to be people, but also to ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? You guys, this is why this industry gets some funky. There are so many people in this industry that do things real dumb and real crazy, and it's just unfortunate. It makes the whole industry look bad. But I don't worry about that. I just go, okay, well, they're out there doing crazy crap. That's whatever. I am going to go, and what is Connie called to do here in this business? And you guys know I love analogies, so I'm going to hit you with my same one I say all the time, and it's with cars. Do you know how many people drive their cars like crazy fools every day? They get in their cars, they drink and drive, they don't wear seatbelts, they do all this crazy crap. Thousands and millions of people every day get in their car and decide to do something stupid with it. What the heck does that have to do with me and my vehicle? Nothing. I'm not going to just go, I'm going to stop driving a car because there's a bunch of widows. No, I'm going to get out here and do what I need to do to drive my car responsibly, because it's blessing my life and getting me to and from the places I need to go. And it's a miracle that I have a vehicle that gets me to and from the places I need to.
Do I look like the Jeepers Creepers guy? Because I think I do. I love this hat so much. And I literally can't wear it because I will look like a fucking Arbonne or Monat girl. And I don't vibe with that. This analogy is interesting. We're not talking about cars. The network marketing industry is broken. It doesn't matter if, other people are driving like shit and you're driving as safe as you can. If there's like volcanoes exploding on the road that you're driving on, which is what the network marketing industry is. It doesn't matter how safe you're being. If other people are being extremely reckless and the environment that you're driving in is full of potholes and there literally is not a road and everything's on fire.
And I don't worry about the rest of the stuff, guys. And you'll drive yourself literally bonkers trying to run your life that way. Does that make sense?
Really funny that they keep going back to, negativity. Where has Angelique been negative? Her experience and how messed up it is? That's not negative. That's just her experience.
What else do I have to say? And you pop in and out, Brett, if you want. But I just always challenge people with that. My team knows all the time. I tell them, you don't have to like me, but my pastor always says, a wise person who wants to grow and go far can learn something from anybody. You don't have to be my best friend. You don't have to like the way I portray my business or the way I do my teachings or anything about me. You can hate that I wear smiley faces. You don't have to, I'm serious. And it's not going to offend me because I'm not going to be for everybody. But what I do hope from you on my team or in my downline is that you go, she may not be my cup of tea, but I'm learning how to do reach outs from her. I did learn that events are important from her or whatever. I'm not saying from me, I'm saying from anyone, right? That's what I do when I'm around people or in a circle of people that maybe aren't my besties or people I'm gonna do life with. I just go, what can I learn from them?
Yeah, bitch, that's called fucking coworkers. It's just so funny that they're like, no, ignore it. Ignore anything that's happening and just keep going. It's like, no. I'm not in an echo chamber because there are people on, in my channel members and my subscribers, my viewers, my fucking real life friends, other creators who I'm friends with now, who I respect and who respect me and who, I will go to when I have like a question or something. A huge creator just asked me a question today and he was like, hey, you have this, right? Like, what do you do for this and that? And I was like, oh my God, you need to do it. There's a difference between protecting your sanity, protecting yourself, protecting your mind and your heart, yet being open to constructive feedback. Y'all know I don't like the word criticism because that has a negative connotation. Constructive feedback. Are you actually trying to help the situation or are you just calling me names and not believing anything I say?
And that's wisdom. You just go, okay, they're obviously where they are for a reason. They've done this. And what can I learn from their mistakes? Because we make them all the time. I want you to learn from my mistakes. I don't do everything perfectly, you guys. No leader does. No person does. And hint. Okay, I'm just giving you, or not a hint, I'm giving you a freebie here. The bigger you grow, the more mistakes you're probably going to make. Okay. So just know this is what I do. I look at people, I go, okay, she made that mistake. That was an ouchie. But you know what? I'm learning from that and whatever. I just let people be people and I don't take things and let them fester in the heart because I know that is what the enemy wants to do. He wants to take all the good gifts in me.
I love that she popped up the chat and it's going so we can see it because someone said, take the little nuggets and resonate with. And then diversity is our strength. Is diversity your strength? Because it doesn't seem like it. It seems like y'all are silencing anyone with different opinions or people who want things to change to allow more diversity. That's what Angelique wanted. She wanted people to be more accepting of, a more diversified type of leadership.
In me, and the number way he's going to do it is when I let things fester that don't need to be. And he's going to take all the good Connie gifts and he's going to ruin them. I'm going to start waking up, not feeling like I have purpose and going, oh yeah, they are right about that. Or, oh yeah, I don't like that about that. And oh yeah. And all of a sudden I'm going to be not who I am. So that kind of trailed it. And I don't know where else I could go with that, Britt, but that's what I got.
No, that's so good.
That's so good. But essentially, I feel like we can mostly all agree that she just said to, you know, block out whatever they're going to say about you, because then you're going to become a little bit self-aware and aware of things that maybe people don't like about you. People do not like when I comment on people's physical appearances. If they are able to change it within 5 minutes or 5 seconds or not, it does not matter. I should not do that. And you're right. And I'm sorry for the 2 times that I have done that. However, I'm still going to comment on how Boss Lee's eyebrows are terrifying, because she's a horrible human being and has absolutely wrecked people's lives. Again, that's a fucking extension. That's a hat. Those don't matter. It's literally not a part of you, you know? So that's different. I can still be sassy. There still are going to be people who don't fucking like me. There's always been that in my life, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm not for everyone. No one is for everyone. I don't want to be for everyone. You should listen to constructive feedback.
You know, I'm sitting here going, I don't, does everybody know kind of what we're talking about? You can put that in the chat if you want. Just say yes. Okay, good. Oh, Amber says no. Jen says no. Okay, so
Isabella's such a little sneaky bitch. Did y'all just see her type? Someone said someone spilled a tea. Another person said, no, I don't. Isabella typed in there and said, honestly, no, I don't. So sorry. I have respect for all of you. I think you should address what is going on, though, because they're not addressing it. Oh, like, oh, thank you for your transparency at the beginning of the call. The call hasn't happened yet. They haven't said anything, and they're not going to say anything. I mean, they kind of do. And then people in the chat say shit.
yeah, okay.
Now you can kind of see how many people are actually on this call. Have y'all had these? They're the fucking best.
And we're not having this conversation again. One of our market partners chose to link arms and put some stuff out on our social media that just wasn't the best. And, you know, it's been a while.
Did y'all just hear Isabella laughing? It's my favorite. She goes, oh God, no. And like covers her mouth. I'm surprised you can't hear her dog. Can y'all stop saying link arms? Like, we're not playing Red Rover. Red Rover, Red Rover. Send Monat's demise right over.
I've been sitting back and watching and praying and, you know, giving grace and kind of just giving leniency to like, let her figure this.
Giving grace, you blocked her because of how like culty they are with it. It's fudging crazy. I'm giving grace. I'm going to pray on it. And it's like, that's a great way to say that you're ignoring the issue. This video is going to be so long. Ethan, I'm so sorry. I love you. Everyone give my editor, Ethan, a shout out down below. He's the best.
Even though I'm like, oh, it's not really a good look. It's not really the best thing to say. Oh, it's kind of like actually painting everything in a very negative light and making it seem very bad. But, you know, like, let's just let her do her thing. And
oh, Mercedes, girl, what you doing? Mercedes, DM me, baby. She's ready to burn the whole place down with like it's like a constipated smile emoji. Not a happy one. I thought it was a happy one. I wouldn't say that about Angelique. She's not like that. I'd want her to back me up for sure. But she's not, she's more heartbroken and sad that she couldn't make change happen. For sure. She's not ready to burn the place down. I am.
And through this, there's been conversations with corporate, you guys. There's been, I just had a conversation that I had just prayed, Lord, let me just speak like life into her, you know, and open her eyes to have a different perspective. But once again, everyone has a choice to do what they want, say what they want.
Jessica Torres in the chat said, she's just a negative person. Jessica Torres, I mean this with my whole heart. Open your goddamn eyes. She's not a negative person. It's very positive. I can be negative. Think I'm negative. Don't say that about Angelique. I'll pull up. For legal purposes, that's a joke.
But once again, everyone has a choice to do what they want, say what they want, and they can choose to speak life or speak death or whatever however they want to do this. And that's fine.
They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They can speak life or speak death. Speaking out about your experience, if it's not great, regarding Monat, as speaking death. Angelique and I gave them the chance. We even said we're going to be as professional as we can. Still be real, still be raw, still be unfiltered, still be relatable and consumable and funny, because that's how we are. We handed them an opportunity for redemption regarding this certain situation on a silver platter, and they shit on that silver platter.
And it kind of came to a head today, and she was terminated. And from there, you know, and now it's done. It's done. She chose her.
Someone said, what actually happened? I'm glad you are sharing. Hey, Jess, you're not going to know what happened. Come watch my video though if you want to know.
Path. She chose that she wanted to link arms with a lot of people that are against network marketing.
Samantha! Good job, Samantha. In the chat, Samantha said, let's not shame her in the chat, ladies. Not cool. You know what, Samantha? So far, you're a down-ass bitch, and I like it.
If you're against something, then you're not for something, right? And I think that's where it came to a head. So with that being said, it's like, how do you handle conflict? How do you handle being a good leader in this kind of situation? I remember when I left my first network marketing company, you guys. I was actually in a network marketing company prior to this one.
They make this argument a lot of the time. So it's like, well, if you're anti something, it just means you're negative. Like, why not be for something? Okay, I'm for consumer education and consumer protection. I'm anti undue influence. I'm anti manipulation, gaslighting, bullying, losing money.
And I was so naive and so ignorant to this industry, and I didn't really know how it worked. And, you know, I wasn't sure. I thought, oh, I could do both. You know, I could sell these wellness products. When you feel good, you look good. I could sell some hair care when you look good, you feel good. It like all goes together. I think I could do this. And I told my upline, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell both these products. I'm going to join both companies. And she was like, no, you can't. You can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't do that? Nope, you cannot do that. You need to cancel your account. You need to terminate your account. And for the life of me, I thought, she's just being really mean. That's not nice at all. Like, she is mad because she doesn't want me to do anything else. And I had all these emotions and all these thoughts and all these feelings going through my head during that time.
Most multi-level marketing companies have sorry if y'all can I was about to say sorry if y'all can see nuts on my tongue. Yikes. In multi-level marketing, typically there's a non-compete clause. It's just funny that she's like, I could sell both products, but you ain't selling product. You're recruiting people.
Finally, she pushed me to the point where I said, you know what? If I got to make a choice, I'm going to make my choice. And I said, I'm going to terminate my account, and I'm going to go to Monat, and I'm going to do this because I can see this opportunity. It is such a big one. And I know it's there. I know that something amazing can happen with this. So I let all of that go that I had worked so hard for. And with that, you guys, I got blasted in their top leader pages and all these things. And I thought, that is so sad. That is so mean. You know, that is not anything that I want to be like, which is why having these conversations is something that I always want to avoid. I don't want to be like that. But I also, there comes a point after getting grace and after talking things through and saying, is this the route you want to choose? You have to make a stand and say, okay, if you're linking arms with someone that hates this industry, that hates this company, and that's your people now, that's who you're linking arms with. If that's your people, then you're clearly not my people, because I would never want to be around these people that are so mean and so cruel and so hateful and so vindictive.
Vindictive, having or showing a strong or unreasoning desire for revenge. I don't want to seek revenge on you. Seeking revenge would mean that Monat did something to me personally. No, baby, it's just me being an Enneagram number 1 and wanting to do what's right. It's also, so this is the us versus them mentality. For instance, if I went to, which I would not share it because I've learned my lesson now, but if I went to lunch and met Boss Lee for lunch, would y'all then lose respect for me? No. Because change happens with conversations. And a lot of these people were not willing to have a conversation with Angelique. And they're not willing to have a conversation with me.
I told my husband I would never let someone come in and destroy my family and be able to say whatever they want about my family and go talk bad about my family. I would say, you got to go. You got to go. And that's where we are at this point right now. And that's why we're having this conversation with a lot of you guys. I know a lot of you guys don't know what's going on.
If it operates like a pyramid scheme, if it looks like a pyramid scheme, if it behaves like a pyramid scheme, probably a fucking pyramid scheme. At first, I thought her posts were just about not overworking yourself. Yeah, that is, because that's part of the problem in multi-level marketing companies. It's about the industry. It's about the culture. It's about the manipulation.
But just like Connie said, it all comes down to who we want to be as leaders. How do we want to be perceived? How can we be the best that we can be? How do we want our culture and our community to be? And as leaders, I want each and every one of you guys.
This girl just said in the chat, is this someone that we need to block? Oh, echo chamber. There are training documents that I've been shown and that I've been given access to in Monat for a certain Monat team. It shows you who to follow and then who to block. Guess who's number 1 on that list, baby? Guilty as charged. Listen, if you don't want to know the truth, then okay. It's also not fine, but whatever. But like, if someone is telling you to block someone regarding like an employer or something, look them up first and read everything and try to gauge like, okay, should I block them? There are people who are in Monat pretty fudging high up who still follow me or maybe not follow me, but don't have me blocked. But there are a few that follow me who were like, okay, I'm going to like watch these videos just so I can make sure I don't say this dumb shit. You know who you are. You know, you're looking fine as hell too. I've been creeping a little bit. You look good.
Including myself, to always think of others, to always make people feel good, to always work hard, to always be transparent, to not do any of this crazy stuff that every anti-person that doesn't like direct sales says about us. We're not like that. We're not like that. And we're going to continue to train.
You're not like that? This entire call has been examples of how you are like that.
And grow each of you guys, especially new people like I was when I first started, to do it the right way. There's a right way to do this. There's a right way to be involved with this company, but I love this company so much. I am so proud of this company. This company has blessed so many people.
Most of these people already have me blocked. They're talking about Angelique, which is so fucked up. It's the excommunication. And Angelique was talking about that today. The excommunication is so real. I don't have any of these girls blocked, and I won't unless they're like actively harassing me. Then of course, yes, I will block them, but I won't block them. I get this information sent to me because I love you guys and you're amazing, and other creators obviously too. We all are like a fucking beehive. It's amazing. And there's no queen. There's no queen in this hive. We all workers.
If I'm being honest, like I'll be damned if anyone tries to destroy it, because it is blessed way too many people. We sat around the beach in Florida, you guys, and I was sitting there with some top directors that have just become my friends. Like, we weren't there on a Monat trip. We were there because we genuinely love each other, and we were having this heart to heart. And those women could have spoke negativity, and they could have said, yeah, you're right. That's how you feel. That's how I feel. Oh yeah. Like it's just not good, or this or that. And they could have just fed that. Right. But they spoke such life and positivity and brought such perspective on what this business does for so many people and the impact that it makes and the imprint that it makes. And what
there's a difference between being negative and then being honest and actually saying like what's happening. You can't reason with people who are of this mindset and who have been subjected to this level of undue influence.
What blessings have come from it that you can't help go, you're right. This is an amazing company. The people are amazing. This team especially is amazing. And so you have to be careful with who you surround yourself with. I encourage you guys in this business. It is such a mindset business that you need to surround yourself with positivity, with people that are uplifting you, that are talking good, that you can see the blessings that come from this. If you're following negativity, if you're following what's going on right now with the drama or whatever, and that's what you're filling your mind with, that's what you're going to believe. You're going to end up believing that, and you're going to miss out on all of the blessings that have taken place and that are going to continue to take place through this.
She's essentially, again, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she's saying that if you do that, then you are not going to grow in your business and you're just feeding into negativity. And that's not going to breathe life into your business. That's going to breathe death into it.
I know I'm talking long and I'm talking in riddles and rambles. It's very hard, you guys, for me to have this huddle. It's very not natural for me.
It's the whole, we should pray for them. We should speak life into them. Because clearly, if they're against what we're doing, if they're against Monat, then they need Jesus in their lives. They're clearly not doing well and they're struggling. Angelique's not struggling. She's doing great financially. Mentally, she's a bad bitch. She's hilarious. She has friends. She has her husband. Emotionally, yeah, right this moment, she's not feeling wonderful. I assume. Overall, she's gonna be fine. She's going to be fine. But you're trying to push it back on me and be like, well, you're doing this. Bitch, this conversation ain't about me. It's about you and how y'all treat people like shit and how it's a cult. There you go. That's it.
I was going to say, too, to end it, at least on my part of just conflict. Okay, so let's get back to that because it's inevitable. It will come. I would just encourage you guys, if you do have it, and we've all had conflict, friends, good friends, not friends, all the things, you guys, we have to deal with it. My best piece of advice to you when you have conflict with somebody is to go to the person and talk to them. If that doesn't work and the conflict doesn't get resolved, and I just go off the best methods I know from the Bible. Do I always get it right? No, but it helps keep me in line when I want to emotionally do something that maybe isn't smart. But go to the person, talk with them, and say, you know what, that really, whatever.
She did do that. Angelique did do that. She talked to the person directly. She also talked to her own upline once it wasn't resolved. She talked to everyone she could. Then she talked to corporate. She went through all of the necessary avenues and it was not resolved because this is a commercial cult and they don't fudging care.
That doesn't work. Then you involve your upline. You don't go start spreading gossip to downlines, to sidelines, I'll tell you what, gossip is a fire in your mouth that will burn your whole body down. So let me just say that much.
Someone said, real talk, all parties involved in this situation did not handle it professionally. MPs, SEDs, and Monat need to learn from this experience. I don't know how Angelique didn't handle it professionally. She tried to go through the appropriate avenues and then talked about it publicly. What else was she supposed to do? And then did an interview with me. How was her doing an interview with me not professional? It was a pretty professional interview. Come on.
So let me just say that much. And if you do know what's going on, it's not your place to go spread it around anybody or to talk about this person to anybody. You know what? Gossip dies when it hits a wise person's ear. That is one of my favorite phrases.
This is a great example of information control because she is essentially saying, don't gossip. If you gossip, you're a troll, you're not wise, you're a bad person, whatever. But the thing is that you're trying to make it so that this like dies with them, like with this call, and that people don't continue to talk about it and that like they're done. Like you're done.
I don't stand for it on my team and none of you guys do too. I know that. But gossip is not, did you hear what happened? And no, it's not helping anything, right? So just gossip dies when it hits a wise person's ear. You be the wise person, go, not going to do it. Okay. So I just want you to, when you think about conflict, you guys, it's ugly and it's not fun, but better to go to the person. And if that doesn't work, then you can get a third person or an upline involved. I've done many things where I've gotten on three-way calls and we've had to talk through and we've had to walk through. And I would also say though, when it gets to the point where it doesn't, and or something is happening where it's just become something that is on and it is something that you can't resolve or that you can't make better. You can't always make some things better. I wish we could rectify every situation.
She did try. She went through all the appropriate avenues. She was told by her sidelines, uplines, downlines, whoever, to just not talk about it, to not poke the bear, to not respond. She was told by Monat to not respond to Christina Smallwood. They're trying to silence people.
Take all the pain away and take all the hurt away and take all the words away that were said that shouldn't have been said. I wish I could. And I just can't because back to what I said before, I'm Connie.
People are literally quoting John Maxwell in the fucking chat. John Maxwell is an idiot. His books are so brainwashy and dumb, but he makes so much money from Monat and they just suck the teat.
I'm not Jesus. I just am human. So if it doesn't get to that place or to that point, you guys, you're human. It's okay. Like Brittany said, you let people be people, you bless people, you release them in love from afar. And that's what you do. You don't go spread anything about it. You don't take it on to anyone else. You don't need to make it be anything else that it is. And that is how you deal with it. And it's never fun, but we're trying to be open with you to let you know that we go through it too all the time. And it keeps us up at night because so many of you are our friends and we love you and we get so connected to you and we just want everyone to get along. So just know that's how you deal with conflict. And then the second thing again is, what do you want to be known for?
Someone, I don't know who Brandy Aniston is. Brandy Aniston just gave me a shout out. Bitch, I bet that's an anti-MLM creator Said you can find the video on CCsuarez's YouTube channel. She did an interview with Angelique Robles. Sorry, Angelique, if I'm messing up your name. And it got posted today. That's what this is all about. Don't let them be on their high horse. Don't let them treat you like that. That's not okay.
Second thing again is, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be more known for what you're for or what you're against? And this is coming from my pastor too. He really taught us this. And he was like, I want to be more known for what I'm for. I don't want people to come look at my page or my life and go, wow, I know everything he's against and that he hates, but I don't know anything he loves.
I'd rather be known for what I'm for than what I'm against. That doesn't make any sense. Being against something doesn't mean that you're negative. I am anti-racism, anti-homophobia. I'm against transphobia. I'm against for-profit prisons. I'm for justice reform. I'm for inclusivity. I'm for love. I'm for acceptance. I'm against bi-erasure. Everyone feeling like they have a place and feeling loved and included and heard and knowing how valuable they are. I want to be known for all that. Fix it, work on it, and grow and move forward. That's how we change. That's how we make the world a better place.
Or anything that brings him joy, or anything that he's done to make impact, or anybody that's impacted him. And that has always stuck with me in my business. It doesn't mean I'm fake. It doesn't mean I don't talk about rough stuff or tough stuff, but I want to be known for what I'm for. I want people to look at Connie and go, oh, she's known for joy. She's known for love. She's human. She messes up. She's not perfect and doesn't try to be, but she's known for bringing people joy. And that's where you got to go with it. Before you get in a chat and you start going down the road with someone or you start getting in these things, go, wait a minute, what do I want to be known for? The peacemaker, the person that brings the peace, or the person that keeps the light in the gossip and light in the fire and doing all the things?
It's not gossip. It's sticking up for yourself. It's being assertive. It's creating boundaries. If you let someone speak to you like that, if you let someone disrespect you multiple times, they will continue to because they know they can. Not to quote Hamilton, but if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? I'm not throwing away my shot.
Okay, so that's just what I want to leave it with you guys. Keep that in your mind as you go and you grow in this business. And I promise you, the way you respond to things is all you can control. You cannot control, it's just control the controllables. You cannot control what someone's intentions were. People are going to hurt you in the business because that's the way, because they're people. They may intentionally have done it. They may not have. They may have had a rough day and we just came off wrong. I don't know. But all you can do is control how you respond. And that's all you're called to do. Okay? So keep lifting each other up in those moments where you don't want to respond nice and you want to do something crazy, because we all get there. Go to the friend that's going to talk sense into you and go, no, don't respond that way, Connie. Just pray over it with me. Let's go out. We're going to go to dinner, go do what you got to do, go have your girls' night, whatever, right? And that's all I got for you guys.
I want to be known for truth. I want to be known for pulling back the curtain. All while, yes, being positive. Like, they think that if you talk about the hard shit, then you're being negative. But it's so rich. It's so rich because they will only talk about things that are hard, like Black Lives Matter or, Ukraine or any type, or fucking, I don't know, gas prices, which that's not. They'll talk about these like social issues, right? So they'll only talk about that when they can spin it into a sales pitch.
So true. It's so good. I guess the last thing that I want to leave you with is, I'm trying to think of, what I agree with 100% everything that Connie said. I want you to know, for me as a leader, as one of your leaders, I draw a line in the sand when it comes to cruelty and to just straight up like meanness. I am okay with people having a difference of opinion. I'm okay with, people wanting to do something different. This is not something where we're trying to keep you in some.
Watch that video. Where were we cruel? Where were we mean? Where were we bitter, envious, jealous, anything like that? Where was that? Also, baby, this ain't a difference of opinion. It's a difference of reality. I'm all about having different opinions. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I appreciate other people's opinions. Jesus, God, whoever doesn't want you to be in an MLM. He flipped tables for that. Stop turning his house, his father's house, into a marketplace, and that's what they do.
This is not something where we're trying to keep you in something that you don't want to be in. I want you to be genuinely happy with what you're doing. I believe in this opportunity with my whole heart.
That's literally what you're doing with this call. You want them to stay in. That's why you're doing this call, to try to control the narrative. That's it.
And I've seen it, and I want each and every one of you to feel that and see that too. But where I do draw a line is when things go down a road of being mean and hurtful and hateful, and you're acting in a way where it's literally just destruction and death. Like you don't care who you hurt in the.
Ma'am, who is destructing and causing death to people? No one. She's talking all about how words are so important. Oh my God, words. Bitch, you need to learn something about communication because you are being so passive and manipulative right now, Brittany. The hypocrisy. Let's just say it's just, she's being a hypocrite. That's all it is, really.
You don't care about anyone else. You're just going to burn it down. And that is not okay with me. And that's where I draw a line in the sand. So if you hear, oh,
you're in the wrong industry then, baby, because not everyone can succeed in an MLM. It's not how it works. Someone has to always be at the bottom losing money for the person above them to make money. Said, I saw the video and I didn't think it was hateful. Thank you, girl.
And that's where I draw a line in the sand. So if you hear, oh, well, she took me out of my page. No, I don't just randomly go take people out of my pages, but I will protect my business, and I will protect my people, and I will protect the people that love this business just as much as I do. And I won't allow anyone to come in here to try to burn it all down. So I want you to know that about me.
Angelique wasn't trying to burn it down. She was trying to save it. I, metaphorically, am burning it down slowly, brick by brick, just pulling one brick out. And other people are agreeing. Nice. Other people are agreeing with this Brandy person that said, I didn't think it was hateful. And this other person said exactly, same here.
And, I was talking to Connie about this earlier, and I'm going to leave you with this. I think that it just makes me so sad to even have to be on this call talking about this, because it is ridiculous. And I'm thinking, what are these people thinking? What are these hundreds of people thinking right now listening to this? Like,
someone said, what even sparked this conversation? Another person said, the CCsuarez interview video on YouTube. Britt Rose, this girl will never say my name. Neither would the other one.
Because it really is dumb. It is the dumbest thing. This could have been avoided. This is not how we act. This is not how we should act. It blows my mind at the immaturity that's taken place, because that is not my team. That is not the people I surround myself with. I've had some pretty heartbreaking things come to my attention over the last week. I mean, life-altering situations. And I'm sitting here going, This is what we're talking about. This is what we're dealing with right now. Are you kidding me right now?
That's great, Brittany. That sucks for you. And I don't mean that in like a, oh, that sucks to be you. Listen, bitch, we all got shit going on. I get you. Just because you have things going on doesn't mean that someone else's story is invalid.
This is what we're dealing with right now. Are you kidding me right now? And there's just, it just brings it into perspective. We just had a friend. I had a childhood friend that I went to junior high with, and I mean, gone to church with him my whole life. His wife, my age, just found out that she's paralyzed out of nowhere, you guys. She has 3 little babies, and a freak weird thing that happened, and she's paralyzed at the moment. And she's fighting for her life in a hospital. She has 3 little babies. Her bills are racking up. And we're having a conversation about someone's feelings getting hurt, and she couldn't handle it maturely. And then it just escalated, and it's being blasted all over social media in the most immature way. And I'm thinking, how is this even possible, right? I just had another one of my really, really good friends. Here's some really devastating news about her baby. Her brand new little baby that's a month old, you guys. These are real life issues. We've gone through some really, really, really heavy stuff in the last few years. Heavy. People are struggling. This is not a struggle. This is not a struggle. We sell shampoo. We work for an amazing company, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Are we going to have conflicts? Are we going to have little things that irk us and irritate us? Can we work through that? Absolutely. But it's all about perspective. What is really important? Can we fix this? I think we could have. I think this could have all been avoided. I don't think she had to get terminated. This could have been avoided 100%. But actions lead to consequences, and everybody has a choice. My kids, every time they do something, I go, is that your choice? You chose to do that. Now you're either in trouble or you're going to get a reward out of your actions. What are you doing? Each of us have actions, you guys, to uplift or to tear down, to speak positively, to speak negatively, to put things into perspective of what is really important. I love this company so much. I love this team so much. I stand with Monat. I stand with this opportunity. I think it can bless you. But let's bring it back to perspective. Let's not have these kind of conversations. If something's bothering you, we don't want to shove that under the rug. We want to talk about it, but we don't need to get on these calls and have drama-filled sessions. That's not what we're about. That's not what I'm ever going to be about. And I know that you guys respect that and you want the same. So I hope that this kind of brings awareness, brings perspective. We can all kind of move on. If you're watching this unfold, I would say protect your mind. I had to now say, okay, I'm making a choice. I'm protecting my mind, and I'm done. I can't let this seep into my heart anymore. And I hope that you don't let it seep into your mind and your heart anymore either. It's not going to do any good for anyone. So that's all I have to say about it.
Love you guys. And honestly, oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, we love you guys. We are excited for you guys because we know some really fun things that are still on the agenda that are coming up. And we just hope to see so many of you guys in Vegas. We want to hug you. We want to squeeze you. And let's go out there and be remembered for what we're for and not for what we're for against. Gosh, I can't even talk. You know what I'm saying? I love you guys.
All right. Bye.
That was the worst fucking thing I have ever witnessed.
All right, so essentially at the end of this video, she goes on to say like not good shit that she has going on in her life, and then that her friends have going on in their lives, which it's like, okay, but that's not your life. You can be sad about it, but like, that's not your life, Brittany. That's not it. And also, that is not even relevant in the conversation that we're having. It's relevant in your life, yes, but it has nothing to do with the conversation that we're having. And this is not only emotional control, but this also has to do with trauma dumping, which we talked about in the video where I was reacting to Girl That's Improve It. Feel bad for me. This situation's way worse. That doesn't have anything to do with it at all. She's saying what you're dealing with doesn't matter because other people have it worse than you. No. In my mind, I think what she's trying to do is distract, and it doesn't really make any sense at all. And it's really unfortunate that she's doing this. So annoyed and disgusted. And it really is emotional manipulation and an attempt at emotional control. And there's people in the chat being like, why wasn't this fixed? Good question, girl. It's because you work for a company that's racist and fat phobic. Attempt to think with a rational mind. And that's not a dig at you. It's not. Realistically, if you're in Monat, you haven't made it this far. But in the very small, tiny chance that you have, please try to think with a rational mind. I mean, everyone in general, please try to think with a rational mind. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. It seems like a lot of people didn't even watch, that are in Monat, didn't even watch the interview. and are just assuming, oh, well, it's negative. It's on her channel. Her, the devil, the enemy, public enemy number one of Monat, CCsuarez. It's Suarez. 80% of the calls and, MLM company trainings and stuff that I hop in on, I don't make a video about. Like educational kind of. It's essentially, it is research for what I do. I have to stay on top of shit. I have to, now that like things are open again and life is slightly back to normal, which it is, at least in Florida, I'm gonna, start going to more things and, trying to go to more things in person undercover. And bitch, why do you think I got like a real fancy wig? Learn more things about these people and who's in them and see things firsthand instead of taking someone else's account for it. Please know how amazing you are. Please stop putting these other people on a pedestal. That was some of the worst leadership I've ever seen. You can't even call that like a damage control call because it was just a manipulative information control and emotional control and thought control, essentially. It was the bite model. It's a perfect example of the bite model. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know this entire situation is still developing and it's pretty crazy and it's really upsetting, but I think it's important, like I always say, for us to see things in real time and, get that reaction, get the information, and be able to understand how this happens, what goes down. Like I said, Angelique is amazing. Please follow her. She does actually have a YouTube channel. Hopefully gonna be meeting with her soon. Again, thank you, Isabella Lanter, for sending me screen recording to this video. I really do appreciate it so much. I loved that I could hear her laugh in it. That was so funny. Know how valuable you are. You are amazing. Don't live in an echo chamber. You deserve better. Be open to constructive feedback. Take a step back, sit with it, acknowledge it, see if it's actually valid, and go from there. So I'll see you in my next video, and goodbye.